Hi everyone. The study I chose was about establishing a tool for measuring empathic accuracy, or the ability to accurately determine the internal state of another person through video tagging and feedback software. So empathy is a pretty nebulous term. Let's look at the definition, the working definition for this study. So our assumptions tend to label or impose subtle biases about another person's individual experiences. So empathy theory that we're using for this particular study tries to mitigate that process by taking perspective of other people's internal worlds. Through cognitive empathy, we can discern the root of a health risk behavior by placing pressure on these preconditioned thoughts or heuristics about another person's experience. So the goals of the study. Again, this study was meant to develop a novel video feedback tool and not to make generalizable data. And we will see why that is in a second. First, why do we want to do this? There's not really a very effective way of testing empathy to date. So we need a kind of objective way to document the internal states of a person, and video tagging is an effective way to do this. Okay, moving on. Sorry, the Prezi is a little bit slow today. See the how and the what. So 10 pairs of undergraduate nursing students and carers exhibiting high-risk behaviors. The tech that we used was a tech called Studio Code, and this is a video tagging software, so you'll see some pictures here. The only image that I could find was about traffic, but just imagine if there were two people having a conversation, the carers would tag instances of emotional expression, what they were thinking, what they were feeling, and then the nursing students had to make accurate statements about those instances of emotion after the interview. Back. Okay, and the method. So again, we had students, nursing students, 10 nursing students. They had to do a 30-minute training session about empathy skills, cognitive empathy skills, perspective taking, and then after that there was a 10-minute video recorded dialogue about a health risk behavior chosen by the carer. Okay. We don't have a lot of time, so we'll skip some of these. You can explore this Prezi on your own if you'd like more refined details. So the results of this study, see very quickly. Great. I think it'll go. Okay, so as we can imagine, the good listening and validation skills allowed carers to take ownership over their at-risk behavior. Potential mediators could be here. So if we listen to people from a sensitive, insightful perspective, if we do that from a viewpoint that enables the other to think of us as understanding listeners, then we disarm self-justifying attitudes. That could be one moderator. Of course, the training itself could be a moderator. Okay. Stats, great. So in 27 tagged instances, we had a global accuracy score of 88%, so pretty high. We were looking at tone. The categories were tone, thought or feeling, and situation. Thought or feeling were originally separated, but nursing students had a very difficult time separating those concerns, those abstract thoughts, without prior training. That was one of the overwhelming instances of feedback from this study. So when they conflated those two things, the accuracy score, the empathic accuracy score, went up substantially. Okay, moving on. So you can check out the other bubbles and results if you'd like on your own time. Sticking below the 5 minutes. One of the things that this reminded me of is Goleman's, sort of the a leading figure in emotional intelligence in the 1990s. It says the ability to understand others' realities is a core tenet of emotional intelligence. So maybe we could leverage this kind of video tagging technology towards a broader education platform for emotional intelligence. Also, specifically, if we're just talking about empathic accuracy or empathetic accuracy, we can talk about greater skills for offering practical conversational assistance to bereaved family members, self-overcoming and personal growth in general, harm mitigation, and maybe people who want to have a conversation about internal difficulties but are having trouble coming to terms with that through interacting with others. And I think very importantly, political understanding. We tend to jump to conclusions about another person's background politically these days because of false media. So perhaps empathic accuracy skills could improve upon those aspects of life. Okay, thank you very much for listening. If you want to check that out again, just check out the Prezi. Have a great day.